My name is Christina Shields, and I am a fashion and lifestyle photographer in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Well, I actually started going to college for accounting, and I took 2 years of all the classes that I needed for that business degree. And I just found that I couldn't see myself doing that in 20 to 30 years from now. So I really just reevaluated everything else and saw that I kind of had to make a career change. So I took one photography class my spring semester, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It was everything I did. I worked on my projects until, late hours of the night, and I just kept continuing with it. I took an internship with WPXI doing some photography for their events, and after that I was like, hey, I need to keep photographing. So I just kept practicing, and it was more of a domino effect that once people saw me doing those events, they saw that I was a photographer and started asking me to do other projects. Whenever I would go to these events and I would be photographing people that I've never met, they were looking at me as a photographer, even though I knew I was just the intern, doing my job that I had to do and get these photos. But they knew me as a photographer, and I think that's really kind of what struck a light bulb in my head, thinking, wow, photography is a career. I could actually do this. So what I did, instead of taking more photography classes, was I then switched into a visual communications minor. So that's where it led me to taking Photoshop classes. I learned Photoshop, Illustrator. I got familiar with post-production, and my teacher that taught me all of those skills kind of was always my push. He was my first, I think the first person that kind of understood what it was I could truly do. I actually forgot about this picture. I kind of like it. There's this one shoot actually that it was just, I think, the one that hit it for me that made me think, okay, I want to do models and fashion photography. And come to think of it, I guess I did have ideas of doing fashion photography a little bit earlier than I think I'm realizing now. There's this one shot, the shot of her as her head is back and she's bringing her head up, but in that motion, her hair is long, it looks like the wind is blowing it. It's this epic shot, and I think seeing that, and the city skyline of Pittsburgh is in the background, and seeing that was just like super preliminary photography for me, and I was like, wow, that was incredible. So with this, I would probably getting rid of, some spots. I'll make sure the color tone is right. Bring out the whites in her eyes. Just kind of make that pop a little bit more. I've always been more of a shy, self-contained introvert, if you will. I'm outgoing in a way, but I usually have just, kept to myself. But photography has really opened myself up to a lot of people. It's given me the confidence to start conversations with people that I don't know, because when I'm behind the camera, it's almost like a push to go out and talk to people because I almost have a story to tell now. I think my experience in providing images for people such as weddings and just senior pictures or whatever it is, family shoots, I see the other end of it, that it has so much meaning to people. So that's something I'm looking into. I'm trying to figure out, what else I could maybe do. So my ultimate goal is to do a Free People catalog. I am in love with the photography and the style and the retouching and the colors and everything about it. That's something I would like to work for. That's one of the biggest things I think it's given me, just a different light on how I view myself too. Just being able to express my opinions and just like my creative side, that it is okay to, just have ideas, and that photography is something that I can do for the rest of my life.